Hey guys, this is my recap of Real Housewives of Orange County Season 9, Episode 3, Fakesgiving, Fake Friends. So we're still at Shannon's party. So they're, I don't know, playing basketball and stuff, and Shannon and her husband are like fighting the whole time. It's just super awkward. At some point, Shannon's telling a story, and Vicky and Tamara keep cutting in with their little jokes. But like literally Shannon can't finish a story because they keep talking over her. And so Heather goes, Vicky, just let her talk. And then then Vicky's like, oh my gosh, don't tell me what to do. And then someone asks Heather for her story of how she met her husband. And everybody makes jokes through her whole story and she never finishes and they go off and do stuff. So pretty much kind of across the board, it's kind of a weird evening. Not everyone's best day, let's say that way. So, I don't know, they're doing some shots, and Heather comes in and kind of makes a remark, and she's a little short, and then Tamara's short back to her, and then once Heather leaves the room, Tamara's like, I don't know who she thinks she is. She thinks she's so much better than everyone, and she talks down to everyone, and really is pretty, she's getting a stick out of her ass. And according to the editing, it sure looks like Heather's like right outside the room and can hear everything, which is so hurtful and so rude. It really bothers me because I always hate that feeling of like, I don't know, things being done behind your back and you think things are one way and actually everyone's standing around saying it differently. And so that always bothers me. Maybe it's just insecurities from my youth. Who knows? Anyway, I don't know why Heather did this. But right after that happened, Heather turns to Eddie and tells Eddie about what Tamara had talked about with the baby. And I don't think Heather meant anything nasty by it. I really don't know what she was doing though, but it was not right. I'll say that. I don't agree with it. I don't think she should have said anything. That was girl talk. That was sacred. I'm not really even that big on wives approaching the husbands or the husbands approaching the wives other than their own. That's just kind of how our family works. Anyway, later on in the evening, Eddie tells Tamara and basically says, this is private between us. I prefer you not tell your friends. And then, of course, she was pretty justifiably upset. Like, why would you do that? Anyway, let's see. So I guess on the way home, Shannon writes Tamara and says, I'm so pissed at my husband. And she had obviously been a little drunk at that point. And Tamara's like, well, maybe you're misreading the situation and all that. And Vicky, somehow at some point everybody gets together, Shannon, Vicky, and Tamara, without Heather. And they're all like trashing Heather. Like, oh, she's this and that. And Shannon's like, well, you should probably talk to her. She's your friend, right? You should probably talk to her about it. And they decide they're going to have this fake Thanksgiving. And basically, I don't know when, sometime before Thanksgiving, they're going to kind of do like a mock Thanksgiving so that everybody can still spend time with their family, but they can still have a Thanksgiving with housewives. And it doesn't sound like they've invited Heather. So I don't know if they already knew she was going to be out of town or what, but they just never really mentioned her other than to kind of slam her. And Shannon keeps going on and on in these interviews about her problems with her husband. And all I keep thinking is, you need to be telling your husband this. Like, maybe instead of telling Bravo, you should talk to your husband about these things. It's just an awkward thing to watch. So anyway, they all get together. They all talk about Heather and how awful she is. And at some point afterwards, after that's all done, and Heather's back in town. Apparently she was in New York for Thanksgiving. She gets together with Tamara and basically they meet. Tamara calls her. They meet up. And Heather kind of explains that she feels like she's never allowed to talk. And Tamara's like, no, that's not true. You never let us talk. You're always telling us to shh. And I mean, I get what Tamara's saying, but it really does seem that there's Tamara and Vicky, and then there's like Heather. And this is the weird dynamics when you have three, because Shannon's not really part of the group yet. So I'm really looking forward to having these other, I guess there's two other new housewives coming on. One that is in the opening credits and one that is not. I don't know. I guess she's a friend of or something, but because I feel like the dynamics will be a little bit better. Hopefully they'll be better where it won't all be 2 against 1. So there you go. Real Housewives of Orange County.